Okay, this looks awkward. I don't even know how to drive, guys, so a little secret about me is I have no idea how to drive. Well, I don't have no idea. Like, I've sort of driven before, but it was in a mall parking lot. The other time I drove was, like, actually on the street that I lived in when I lived with my parents, and it was raining. It was in the middle of the night at like 2 in the morning, probably like 1:30, but you feel me. Anyways, yeah, hella early in the morning or whatever, late at night, freaking Devin, were we in this car? He like pulls over and he's like, "You're gonna drive the rest of the way home," and I'm just like, you're funny, because no, I'm not. You've smoked way too much tonight if you think I am gonna freaking be driving in the rain while it's dark as... Anyways, I end up driving. And, you know, the part that he stopped at was right before the roundabout. Okay, thank God there were no cars going through the roundabout, because I would be just confused. So anyways, I go and like, I don't know how much room I have. Like, there's just a whole circle of things that I could bump into. So he helps me with that. He's basically driving. I mean, like, I'm like doing the pedals, but he's like doing the whole wheel thing. And then I have to turn this corner to go on the street that I live on, and it's just like a straight road. But there were a car coming this way, and I'm going this way, and there's not a lot of room. And so he's like, just go off to the side. And so I go off to the side, and I go into these people's driveway. Oh my gosh, it was a disaster. He was like, just get out, get out. So I got out, and he ended up driving the rest of the way. That was a little story time for you guys. I am going to tell you guys the story on how I kicked my roommate out. If you hear things falling on the car, it's just that there's this tree that we're parked under and the leaves keep falling down. But yeah, so let's just get right into the story. I had this roommate, but before we were roommates, we were friends. We are gonna call her Danielle. We'll go with that. I don't know why. I have a friend named Danielle, so I really don't want to like use that, but we're just gonna use it. Okay, her name's Danielle. She's like 43, almost 44. Or something around that. Maybe she's already 44. Anyways, okay, so me and Danielle were cool. She was like, she used to be in our friend group, and then she fucked up, and she wasn't really in our friend group anymore. It was just like, she was more or less just friends with me and Devin. Because she like burns her bridges with everyone. Like, she burns her bridges with every friend that she gets, pretty much. So she ended up getting kicked out of her house, and she didn't want to stay in her car. We have an extra room in the house. She was making, she's making more than me. All right, let's get this straight. She's making more than me. I'm making $10.50, all right? $10.50 an hour. She's making like $12.50, or was it's either $12.50 or $13.50 that she's making. But I mean, dude, that is way more than me. That is way more than... So let's just get that straight, all right? So she had enough to move in and pay the rent on time, and everything was good. We worked out everything. It was good. So she moves in. You know, if you've moved out on your own, then you know this. There is a deposit fee when you first move in. Now, that is just the deposit. That is not your rent for that month. You pay the deposit, and then the next month, you're paying for the month that you just stayed. She moves in at, like, August, all right? So, it's August. She puts the deposit down for August. And apparently, she thought that was August's rent for whatever reason, even though it wasn't. Went over this with her, that, you know, there is a deposit and then there's rent. So there's two. It's not just one. Months go on. She's like really freaking weird to live with. Like, it's annoying at this point. I mean, it was cool in the beginning because she was paying us. She was like buying things for the house. She was helping out. the more the months go on, she didn't even stay for that long. August, September, October. She stayed for like 3 months. Like, only 3 months. So, like, that first month was cool. She had the rent, everything. The next month, there's a problem. She doesn't have all of her rent. She's short, like, $200, right? What do? We loan her $200 pretty much to pay for her rent. So, we are paying for her rent, for her to stay there. It was $200 short, which, you know, it wasn't the whole thing. At least she had some. She didn't even have PG&E much. So it was like, you know, like, are you helping us or not? Like, because we had you move in because, you know, we didn't want you living in your car. You're our friend. And you had the money to pay rent. You have money to pay rent. You make enough. You make enough to have extra saved over. So what is going on here? The things I mean by her being weird is, first of all, she was a tweaker. And for, like, the longest time that I knew her, before she moved in, she said she wasn't a tweaker, she didn't do that. Or she used to do it, but she doesn't do it anymore. Okay? And then after she moves in, she's acting weird, like, singing at the top of her lungs. And I don't even mean, like, singing, you know, like how you normally sing in the shower, just like normal. She is singing like she is at the opera, you guys. Like, she is on stage. She is Beyonce right now. Like, it did not sound like that at all, but it was that loud. Like, I'm sure people outside the house could hear. I'm sure people were complaining because she would be singing super loud. Just not even caring that anybody's in the house, you know. Like, okay, so that's one thing. Second of all, she straight up told me that she was doing meth or whatever. So if she starts acting weird, like, what did she say? She said something, like, she specifically said something to me, like, if I start acting like a rocket ship just went off or something weird like that. But I want to say she said something with a rocket ship. She was like, you know, if I start acting weird, just let me know and I'll just go to my room and, like, chill out. If that's what you want to do, go ahead and do it. That's none of my business. That's what you're spending your money on. But as long as you have the rent money, I'm not tripping. I'm not tripping if you're tweaking out over there. Like, that's not my problem unless it concerns me in some way. But the biggest thing, she has this boyfriend, and we are gonna call him Drew. So she's dating Drew, and they've never met at all. It's only been through the computer. It started with Facebook, and then he deleted his Facebook. She starts tripping out, like, whoa, you know, like, I can't talk to him if he's not on Facebook anymore. What happened? What's going on? She gets in contact with him, and he pretty much tells her that they don't need Facebook and that she should delete hers because he deleted his. So, like, they both know that they're not talking to other people, but it's like, what? Like, how is he gonna tell you to take down your Facebook? Like, what the heck? That's crazy. But she did it anyway. She takes down her Facebook, and they're talking on, like, some other messenger app. But apparently he's in the military. Apparently he's in China right now, which doesn't really make sense. Like, it does because he wasn't talking to her very often, but it doesn't because he will say that it's, like, you know, like, hella late in China, like, it's like 2 in the morning and he wants to go to bed, and that's why he hasn't talked to her. He barely talks to her, so you know what I'm saying? So, like, when it is daytime, where are you? And he texted her and he was like, it's like 3 in the morning or whatever, so I'm gonna go to bed. And I check the time on my phone. I pull it up and I'm like, oh, what is the time in China right now? And it was 2:00 p.m. 2 in the daytime, and he's over here lying to her saying, oh yeah, it's 2:30 in the morning, so I'm gonna go to bed. I bet you are. Okay, so that happened. So I have caught him in so many lies that it's like she doesn't catch. Like, she's over here telling me the stories. He doesn't want to send me any pictures because his phone is broke. He can't call me all the time because his phone is broke. But sometimes he can send her pictures. Sometimes he can call her. It's like, this is just weird. Like, something is not right here. But the biggest thing, one of the biggest things that, like, is a main factor here, before she met him, she straight up told me, I hate bank accounts, I hate banks, you know, this is why I don't have a bank account. They just, you know, mess with your money. And I'm just like, okay, whatever, like, I have a bank, but, you know, like, that's not my problem. She can think whatever she wants. If she doesn't want a bank account, that's fine. And, you know, like, I wasn't really tripping about it. Like, I don't care if she has one or not. It would be kind of a smart decision, but whatever. He talks her into opening a bank account. And it's not just one, it's two. So, you know, I know people have multiple bank accounts, but, like, I only have one. It's like, unless you have a checking and a savings, but, like, mine's connected. Like, the checking and savings is together, kind of. He gets her to open 2 bank accounts with 2, no, it wasn't 2 different banks. I think it was, like, the same. Anyways, but why is that any of his business? Why is that his problem at all? You know what I'm saying? Like, how does it help him any if she has a bank account? And so now is that she's got it in her head that it's a good idea, I'm going to get this bank account. You know, like, I wasn't thinking that they were going to be joined or whatever. She was going to be sending him money. Like, that didn't click in my head. And so, anyway, she gets these bank accounts. It's a problem. Like, it was literally, like, so stressful for her. Like, it was a big deal because they kept messing up, and then they, like, didn't send her card on time, and it was just a mess. And she didn't know what she was doing. And he's, like, telling her what to do over the phone. And, you know, this is the first time she's ever opening a bank account. So, obviously, that's got to be hard, at least. Like, when I opened mine, I was with my mom. I'm going to be honest. I was, like, 16. And my mom went into the bank with me. And I opened this bank account. So, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I don't know if it's hard or not. I don't really remember the whole process. I just remember it took a minute. So, she gets these bank accounts. And then she tells somebody in our group that she's been sending packages out. Now, the only person I can think of that she's sending packages to is this guy who's supposedly in the military. That's her boyfriend. And, you know, he's telling her all these crazy things like, I want to marry you. I want to go out there and see you. He promised her he was going to come at the end of August and see her for his birthday. The end of August came. Do you think he came? Do you think he came in September? Do you think he ever came? No. No, because this guy, who even knows if he's a guy? He could be a girl. Mystery Drew is getting sent these packages, I'm assuming, because her money is just disappearing. I told you she makes more than me, but I'm able to pay more than she can for rent. She doesn't have any bills. Like, I'm sorry I'm yelling, you guys, but she doesn't have any bills besides rent, which really isn't that much. And then PG&E. Don't understand how she can be making more than me, but I'm paying more than her. Like, I can afford more than her. It's insane. She's 43. I'm 18. You know, like, if anybody shouldn't have their shit together, it should be me, you know? It's like she's 18 all over again. She's starting all over again. She's using her money on stupid shit. She's trusting guys that she shouldn't be trusting. She doesn't even know this guy. Sending him money. So we got tired of paying her rent, pretty much. We got tired of paying for her to stay there. We brought it up to her so many times. Why can't you pay your rent? We know you make enough money. Like, we know you make enough money to pay. So where is it all going? And she kept, like, beating around the bush. She wouldn't tell us straight out. We asked her about this bank account. She was like, no, I opened it because I wanted to. I'm lying. You told me straight up you opened those accounts just for him, but I'm lying? Okay. And then we asked her about sending those packages out. Oh, I never sent any packages out. I never sent any packages to him. I never sent any money to him. Oh, really? Then where's your money going? Who are those packages going to? Mystery person? Are you just sending them out? Like, oh my God, dude. Like, she is a trip. She is a trip. And she will not stop talking. It's like, if she'll say she'll say the same thing over and over again. She'll have the same conversation with you, like, every single night. Like, it'll be about the same thing. Some of it'll be different, but it's mostly about the same thing. It's shit that we don't care about. And then she laughs at, like, stuff. Like, she acts like a kid. Like, literally like a kid. And I can't. I could just go on this for, like, forever. Like, she snitched on us after that. Like, after we brought everything up to her, it was just bad blood with her. Like, I did not want to be cool with her. Devin didn't want to be cool with her. We really just wanted her out. And, you know, like, she wasn't making things better. She's just lying to us. And then I don't have the text anymore, but, like, she straight up told me that she's lying to us. She said, Drew has brought it to my attention that I haven't been completely honest, and, like, I've been saying one thing but I've been doing another, and it makes me wonder if I've been doing that with you guys too and just not knowing it. How do you not know if you're lying? It's like you're lying to us or you aren't, but you pretty much just said you're lying to us. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you read between the lines, you just said, I'm lying to you, but I don't want you to get mad at me, is what she's saying. So, you know, all we want is the truth. We're going to be less mad if you tell us the truth rather than just lying to us. And she wasn't understanding that. She just kept lying. She wouldn't tell us where the money's going. She wouldn't pay. And then October comes. She owes a lot of people money. She has came into my work multiple times asking for gas money, okay? And what do? I give it to her because I'm hoping she will have rent at the end of the month. But why am I giving you gas money if you're not gonna, you know? Although I gave her gas money so she can go to work so she can make money to pay rent. But obviously that didn't happen, so I want my money back. And you know what she says? I never came into your work and asked you for money. I never got gas money from you. No? No? Then I'm fuzzy? Okay. Okay. And so, I can get crazy, alright? She didn't loan me money. Or I didn't loan her money. And so, the second thing is she owes Devin money, okay? Because we paid for her rent, the $200. So, no, it's October, right? October is almost over. There's like 2 weeks left. And she doesn't have any of the money, like any money at all. She does not have it for this month's rent. And I've gotten to the point where I'm like, if you cannot pay your rent, you can get your shit and get out tonight. So that's what I do. I pretty much text her. Actually, it was more like a week. There was like a week left of October. I text her. I say, are you coming home tonight because I need to talk to you? She was like, yeah, like, oh, I'm coming home. But I don't know what happened that night, but I know something happened that night that was like a big deal, and I just didn't have time to deal with it when she got home. Plus, when she got home, she didn't even like come and talk to us like she was supposed to. She just went straight to her room and went to bed. So it's like, okay, whatever. Oh, I got jumped that night. That's what happened. Okay. So I got jumped that night. So, you know what I'm saying? Like I was already pissed off. If I had talked to her at that point, like, I would have gone off. I would have kicked her out. Like, that is not okay. The next morning I wake up because I had to go to the police station, and I see her, and she doesn't say anything. She doesn't say anything to me. She just walks past me, or she looks at me, gives me a look, walks past me, and goes into the room. That next night, I texted her, and I was like, so are we gonna talk tonight, or what? And she's like, oh, I'm gonna be working, I won't be home, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, well, you owe me money for the gas money, and you owe Devin money. You owe him over $400, okay? Because you're not gonna pay your rent this month. So either you give us the money that you owe us, or you get your shit and you get out tonight. So what does she do when she finally comes home? Well, she doesn't come home for like 2 days after that. I think she was like staying out there, staying in her car or whatever. She comes back and she gets out. But what I did was I stole some shit. Well, not like stole some shit, but... Okay, so there's like a whole bunch of CDs that she said we could, you know, go through, take some. I took all of that bitch's Eminem CDs. All of them. So, yeah, I got all your Eminem CDs and your vacuum. There you go. I got your vacuum. It's not even worth like $400. But you know what? It's something. I'm going to take out what you owe me. So, it's like that. And I was like, later. Because I texted her. I was like, if you want your shit, you better, you know, give us the money that you owe us and I'll give it back. But I don't think she's going to be coming around, because if she does come back around, it's going to be a problem, and I'm just going to go off because, like, I'm literally done at this point. Like, she ruined our friendship, which was, like, the last friendship that she had, pretty much. The other friends that she has are tweakers that don't give a fuck about her, honestly. But what are you going to do? You know, it's her life. She's going to live it. But, yeah. That was the story about how I kicked my roommate out. Well, not just me, but, you know, we kicked our roommate out because she was just crazy. If you guys want to hear more story times, just comment down below and like the video up. Thanks for joining me in the car, guys. I will see you in the next video. I love you guys.